I know this is a particular vaccine candidate, but clearly not all candidates will come through globally. You know, this vaccine could get put aside for an alternative vaccine from overseas, or the CSL vaccine, you know, could be the one that goes overseas. Can I ask, in terms of that manufacturing and capacity, can it be converted to vaccines from other sources, and how easily could that be done?
So, Senator,
So you have to buy the intellectual property after there's a successful licensing arrangement.
Just to clarify, Senator, CSL is looking at making both vaccines, the AstraZeneca vaccine and the UQ vaccine.
Yeah.
AstraZeneca is quite a long way ahead, so it's likely that we'll know about that one soon. And provided there are no adverse events, which there haven't been to date, then CSL will start to manufacture that vaccine as soon as they're actually allowed to. And so that's one path, but equally they're setting up to be able to manufacture the UQ vaccine once it's gone through phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then ultimately phase 4 human trials. So they're trying to do both.
And Senator, just to add to that, so AstraZeneca has manufacturing plants for the Oxford vaccine around other areas around the world as well. So CSL will be manufacturing here in Australia for Australia and potentially the local region. But it will be doing that with others, and it will be licensing the technology from AstraZeneca for that. In the same way that the UQ vaccine, if it's successful, they're already working side by side with CSL as well. But what you might see is that one is actually successful before the other, or you might find that there are other vaccines from other being developed in other countries that are actually successful before those in turn as well.
Yeah. Could I ask, and excuse my ignorance on this, does CSL or anywhere else in Australia manufacture vaccines here, or are they all manufactured overseas currently?
So there's a bit of both, Senator, and there are different platforms, protein platforms, DNA platforms. Generally, CSL is the protein-based platform.
Largely, Senator, with trying to sort of keep it simple, there's roughly 4 vaccine types. We make, CSL makes here the protein type vaccines. It's also working on some antiviral work.
Yeah.
But the others are generally, one of the other types is made offshore around the world, and a 4th one is actually not made at commercial scale anywhere in the world. So there are challenges for everybody.
I was really just looking at, you know, how this relates to our industry capability, not just in COVID, but then, you know, linking it more broadly.
So interestingly on that, Senator, there's a number of smaller Australian companies that if you put them together, if they join together, between them, it's possible that they could make one of the other types of vaccines, and we've been exploring that with them to see whether there's innovation we can help them with to make that possible.